First off, I thought it was a hard-fought game. Credit to Clemson. They did a good job making the plays when necessary throughout the course of the game. I thought they obviously, as we went through it, they were able to hit some explosive plays. They did a good job of negating our run game. There, offensively, they did a good job of being able to work and eat up a lot of clock there at the end of the there in the fourth quarter to try to put the game away with a big run and obviously a couple plays there on the perimeter. Just disappointed in the result. Disappointed for our guys. I thought they played hard. I thought they did fight. It was we had our opportunities, but it's absolute minimum expectation here. We got to go and we've got to get the job done. And we had just mistakes that would put us as we had momentum or good plays. You have a good stop, we'd have either a penalty that extended the drive. We had a couple of negative plays there offensively that put us in way too many third and long situations. We became just totally one-dimensional. In having to drop back, which obviously presented some challenges for us there in protection. But just disappointing that some of the easier things that we can control, we did not do a good enough job with. We had some bad snaps, like I mentioned, some of the penalties. We had a couple communication, bust. That just when you're playing a good team, obviously it gets magnified that much more. And I thought our guys battled. I was proud of some of the plays that we were able to make, and some of the I thought blocking the extra points blocking the field goals was something that was really impressive. Big stops in the moment. But so we got to we talk about owning the football, and we had the interception. It was something that was a miscommunication in what the receiver was doing, and obviously Brock trying to throw the ball on time, but that big play with turnover there, and then we don't think we created the takeaway, which is something that we continue to emphasize, and we had a few potential opportunities, but didn't finish the play. So we got to be better in that regards, and just like I told the team, we've got to do the simple things better, and that's coaching, that's players, it's all ownership for all of us. As we try to continue to emphasize the fundamental approach and continuing to put ourselves in position. And what's frustrating is guys that have played a lot of ball that are making some is having some plays that are really costly in moments, and it's not from a lack of want to, it's not from a lack of the work, but just in the moment, just unfortunate things that are happening that are hurting us overall as a team. And like I said, we all have to get better. You're going into a bye week. We've got a lot of work to do, and so we'll be back in tomorrow. Learn from mistakes. Continue to self-eval of where we are. I was proud of some of the young guys that you see that have stepped up and taking advantage of opportunities, and we're going to continue to push opportunities because at the end of the day, we left too many plays out there on the field that we've got to be better at. And so whatever that takes, whatever that's got to look like, we got to get it done.
All right, first question will be Chris, top left.
What were your general thoughts on Brock's play, how he handled the offense, how he handled it with the end, and just how they were playing for him?
Yeah, I thought he did a very solid job. He put in a lot of work in his preparation. I appreciated his energy, showed toughness throughout the course of the game. Made some really good plays, and obviously there's a few just in just like through the course of all games that you'd like to have back, but I felt his presence was really good. Very encouraging to the guys, even after a bad play. But we also got to, we gotta make plays around him as well, and, we gotta be able to get the run game going and establish to take some pressure off the quarterbacks, and, obviously takes pressure off the offensive line, there in some of those situations, with the pass rush, so, but I thought he did a good job, and we'll be able to go back and watch a lot more of the finer details and, just areas where we're gonna continue to grow and get better.
I'll go over to the right, third row for Ira.
Can you take solace in what the red zone defense was when you, not even give up 500 yards so often?
Yeah, I thought that, this is an offense that's been playing, at a pretty high level, and, I thought our guys, there were some plays that, some unnecessary big plays that we gave up, but, I did really like the way that they battled, down in the red zone, and, obviously, there's still plays that we've got to be able to finish on, but, I thought it showed grit, in how those guys were able to respond in challenging situations.
All right, we'll go to Liam, third row in the middle.
Mike, you said the tight end room had to be better earlier this week. Landon comes up and leads the team in receiving, and Marty makes the touchdown. What did you see from those young guys at the tight end role today?
Well, a couple guys trying to take advantage of the opportunity, and it's there's still a lot of areas where those guys have to grow, and what they've got to do, but you saw them taking positive steps, and obviously there'll be a lot of things in the run game that we get to continue to coach, and just understanding and communication. Some of those things hurt us throughout the course of the night, so those guys, it's a challenge to them to continue to make sure they're spending that time just to build their confidence there in the moment. But there are definitely some positives from that room that we'll be able to take, and for all those guys to grow from.
All right, we'll go down a row for Kurt.
You've talked about kind of with those young guys wanting to see certain things in practice before you feel comfortable putting them in the game, see how they handle that. Is there any, with the spark some of those guys and Brock somewhat brought at times tonight, is there maybe you thinking about using them earlier, or regret about maybe not seeing what they could bring something earlier in the season?
Are you saying do I regret?
Maybe not seeing if the younger guys or Brock could have brought
it's
some.
Obviously there's a lot that goes into it. You always, I promise you, we want to do everything in our power to win a game, and we're working our butt off to make sure that we're doing that. And yes, it's with the it's the balance of things to help you operate and making sure that we can. We had some mistakes that showed up because of maybe not as experienced in communication or situations, and things where we're gonna have to be better, and those guys are growing through it. But I'm glad that they did what they did with the opportunity they had tonight, and obviously we've got to continue to grow them throughout practice.
I'll go back middle for Jordan.
Coach, after SMU, you said that you needed your team to have a better response, but you guys obviously were down 17-0 in the first quarter. What did you make of this slow start? How come you think the guys came out so flat?
I don't think you just say they came out flat. I don't think they came out flat. I don't think we maybe executed as well as we needed to. I don't obviously gave up a couple big plays. We had to had turnover. But I think our guys were excited for the opportunity to play. We didn't obviously we didn't start the way we wanted to, but I wouldn't say that they came out flat. We just did not. We just didn't get off the start that we needed, and but I thought our guys did fight and respond, and so we got to be better at how we start games.
We'll go to the right for Corey.
Mike, is there a way, you look at Cade, he had 11 rushes. I think Brock had 3 real rushes, and maybe only one of them was an actual called rush. Is there a way to get his legs more involved to try to help this running game get going in any way?
That's something we'll continue to evaluate. There's, we did have that as a thought. There were certain looks that we wanted to be able to try to create that, but unfortunately we didn't get to that as much tonight. So we'll continue to evaluate all those things.
All right, let's stay over there for Ira.
I guess just, with the running game struggles, I mean, is it a combination of several things, or are you isolated? Or is it different things in different situations?
There are combinations at times. I mean, just, I like to say there's just one specific problem, but I mean, there's been times that, we've had, leverage issues. We've had, obviously things in our technique. We've had track issues at times. Obviously you gotta give credit, they did a good job in a couple pressures of forcing the TFL with a corner cat, I know on one, that kind of got us, in that moment, but, it's all three, it still gets to all three levels. And, there's certain times where, they're forcing, I say force, I mean, they're adding, an extra hat to a scheme that we might have that might force them all out on the perimeter. And we have not been as good as we need to be, whenever that ball does get to the perimeter to force teams to soften up on the edges. So those are all things that we can, it all benefits each other. If you can take advantage of playing a game horizontally whenever you have numbers, obviously that it loosens the box and takes a little bit of pressure off those guys up front. But yeah, it's a lot of factors and being able to create movement, create space. Sometimes there's times that we're on the right guys, but if you don't create space, not a big big area to run. But just too many no gain or 1 yard gain runs.
All right, we'll go fourth row, middle left.
So Clemson has scored at least 40 points in their last 3 games. How are you feeling right now about Florida State kind of ruining that streak and the confidence that must give your team?
Well, obviously we're here to win the game, and we did not do and perform well enough to do that. I thought our guys, they responded in challenging situations. I thought they fought, throughout the game. I was believing, throughout it that we were going to find a way to make that next play, and but unfortunately, they did what they needed to do to get the win. But there were some good moments, in the game, and some good things that we could take from it, individually, but also just situationally. So we'll continue to work and be better.
All right, come back down for Kurt.
The timeout on defense near the end of the first half. I know you often, pretty much always, are valuing trying to steal that extra possession, get the ball back if you can, to do what you can with the 1 minute drill. Is that something? It seems like, is that just that is your mindset regardless of anything else? You're not going to maybe change your thinking on that based on how your team is performing in a given moment or a given season?
I'm trying to create extra possessions.
Yeah, like calling the timeout to try to get the ball back in the last minute of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, there's trying to maximize possessions. Obviously when we were getting the ball just to there in the second half, if we get an opportunity to get another possession, we get an opportunity to double up, front, first, at the end of the first half and the second half. It's something we've been very successful at, throughout the years. And, you still got to push and fight to go win the game. And that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to maximize every potential advantage or potential opportunity to do that. And, but unfortunately they were able to get down and go score there late. And we weren't able to answer it there in the second, coming out of the second half.
All right, next will be Corey, back over to the right.
Mike, considering Brock's last 2 starts, in just the almost impossible situation he was put in with those 2, how much can it help him moving forward? I know he didn't win, I know it was only 13 points, but he made some real plays and real moments, 3rd down throws, 4th down throws, runs for 1st down, to give him that confidence moving forward where he could be the guy in this program for a year or years to come.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think with each experience, to see growth, to see improvement, he is, he's very confident in what he does, and even in some of those challenging situations after interception, where there was miscommunication. I mean, it was there wasn't a sense of panic with them. It was ownership in both him and the receiver, and now let's go get it fixed, get better. And you know, I think that, you know, he's got a great demeanor about him. You know, I am proud of him for how he prepared. I'm proud of Luke for how he prepared. You know, there was even, you know, times that, you know, going into it, you know, potentially getting him, you know, an opportunity throughout it. Obviously, the game, you know, how it played in kind of sequence, you know, elected not to do that, you know, here for this one. But I'm excited about that room, and I think those guys, you know, you see Brock with now, I guess it's his fourth game under his belt of you know, experience. But you know, I thought he did some better things than what he showed in his last start, and you know, I fully expect him to take some positive steps moving forward, because you know he shows you the flashes of what he's capable of.
All right, we got time for two more. We'll go back to the middle for Jordan.
Coach, 7 penalties tonight. You mentioned a little bit earlier, but how much did that kind of slow you guys down, and what were some of the reasons for those penalties today?
You know, some of them, you know, it's disappointing. I don't know, you know, the focus and emphasis on you know, situational, you know, penalty on the situational penalties on third downs. You know, signal it to them. You know, we remind them it's the first day. It's one of the first things we talk about. You know, in fall camp of points of emphasis on every day that we practice. You know, we emphasize that. And if it's a lapse in focus, not intentional. You know, nobody ever wants to do that, but you know, that's where we have to be better. And you know, when you sit there and you see that, and that shows up, I mean, it's you know, it's extremely challenging. And you know, we had a couple you know, holding calls that you put us in long yardage situations. Had a couple bad snaps. You know, it's somebody that doesn't ever have those. I mean, it's not like, you know, he's not. You know, we've had 3 bad snaps. You know, in the last couple games, and I couldn't tell you how many we had in the last, you know, year and a half, 2 years. And I mean, those are, you know, frustrating, you know, things that have showed up that you know, we're still working, you know, every day to be better in those situations, and you know, to focus on those fundamentals. But you know, it's got to show up in the game.
All right, last one. We'll go to Ira on your right.
With another off week ahead, just kind of what's the approach in terms of, I'm sure guys are beat up, but also probably mentally fatigued over the first half of the season. What's the approach this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, obviously there's going to be, you know, guys will get a few days off. We come back with a Friday game, so it's going to be a little bit shorter, you know, coming back that next week. But you know, we've got to be able to rest the bodies. You know, we've lost a lot of guys this year. I mean, it's, you know, with the injuries, the different lineups, and you know what that's looked like. You know, we try to get guys, you know, back and healed up if possible, and then, you know, continuing to grow and develop, you know, the guys that we have, you know, for our next game. And you know, you know, like I mentioned, there's a lot of evaluation of continuing to see, you know, what are the things that we've done that could bring spark, that could bring you know, positive execution, you know, there in the moment, and that could allow this team to put itself in a better position to go win games. And because that's what we absolutely have to get done. And you know, it's disappointing in the outcomes that we've seen, because I believe we're better, and you know, it's just, you know, for whatever reason, you know, those mistakes that and you know, obviously guys, you know, some guys take advantage of opportunities, some guys that you know, have not. And you know, it's coaches, it's our job to evaluate it and to put our guys in the best position with the players that we have. And you know, I do believe in those guys, and I believe in what they can do, and we've got to do a better job as a staff and making sure that you know, that shows up on game day. And so, you know, they will get a little bit of time down, you know, off. Obviously, we've got a lot of work in recruiting, you know, here with, you know, going out and seeing games, you know, here this week, you know, at the end of it. But you know, it's gonna be a big push on continued emphasis on fundamentals and the things that are hurting us, you know, in the course of these contests, and going to get better at them.
All right, thank you.